Welcome to Monday Morning Glory. My name is Jasmine McGlure, and I'm here with my dear friend Mary Miller. We're going to first share our stories, a little bit about ourselves, and then this will just kind of introduce you guys into who we are, what we do, why we're doing it, and also how to get in touch with us. So I'll start. So my name is Jasmine, and I'm a mother of four. I have three on this side and one that is heaven side. We lost our 12-year-old son in June of 2021 to suicide, and it has turned our worlds completely upside down. David was our second child. I have our oldest, Jacob. It was David, Isabel, and then Jonathan Paul, who's the baby. And so there's been a gap, not only in among the siblings, but also a gap or a hole also in our hearts ever since. And we've just been taking this journey of just discovering healing and wholeness. And then 6 months later, unfortunately, my dear friend here slash mentor has also experienced grief and ended up joining me on the journey unexpectedly as well. So I'll hand it over to you, Mary.
Hi, my name's Mary Miller. I am a life coach. And as Jazz said, 6 months after David passed away, I very suddenly lost my husband, very unexpectedly. Uh, 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 had a heart attack and was gone in seconds. And it totally is like somebody dropped a grenade in my life. And so I am been married to my husband for 46 years. We were together for 50 years. We have two children and a granddaughter. And it totally blows a hole in your life. And when you lose every grief is different, but this, when you lose your spouse of many, many years, it's like you lose half of yourself. And that's the only way I could describe it. It was like somebody threw a grenade in my life and I lost my right arm and my right leg. And I've had to learn how to operate with half of me ever since. So that's where, it's been 3 years. And as I tell people, grief never completely goes away. It just, you grow around it. And your grief will never go away because the love you had for that person will never go away. So it'll always be there. It just won't be in your face all the time and as overwhelming as it can be. So that's kind of where, Jasmine and I were already connected before, but this just brought us even, into a deeper connection of walking a grief journey side by side,
Yeah.
together. And that's why we're here. We want to help other people who are walking through grief and disappointments in life.
Yep, yep. And so, as Mary mentioned, this is our why for doing it is yes, it's for grief, but grief through loss and death, but also those that are grieving different things in life. Not all grief just comes through the loss of a loved one, it can come through a loss of a hope or a dream. And so some of these things might be applicable for one or the other, and sometimes it's applicable for all of it. So we're just here to encourage and just I always say get in the ditch with people, and so that's what we're here for. And I'm gonna let Mary explain some about the title. We came up with Monday Morning Glory. She came up with Morning Glory, and I just like alliterations, and so we want to post these every Monday. So, and we know that Mondays are also a very difficult day of the week. It's, the weekend is over. So we just thought that this might be a good pick me up. So Monday Morning Glory. All right, Mary, could you explain it?
Well, when Jazz approached me about, doing something like this, we both felt like, we need to, okay, what are we going to call this? And, I do have a very strong connection with God. And so I, said, okay, I'm going to go into prayer and just really think about it. And it was several days. And basically somewhere along the line, this name just popped up in my spirit, kind of a play on words. I love the morning glory flower. But this is and I'm not sure exactly how it got dropped in my spirit, but it came to me, a play on words and using the word mourning, Mourning, instead of Morning. So it's about, but also along with that, the idea is that out of mourning, There's a difference between grief and mourning. And grief is what you feel, but the mourning is actually the activity, the how you emote, how the crying, and that is actually very healthy. And that's one of the things we want to encourage people. We don't want you to stuff it. You need to get in touch with it and process through it. And as you process through it, you're going to find glory is going to come out of this. And that was one of the things that I said through this whole time that I is walking through the loss of my husband. I kept saying to the Lord, I know you find treasures in the darkest places. That's where treasures are found. So I said, Lord, help me not to miss any treasure that's been planted along this dark journey. And so that's what I want to, and we want to help people open their eyes to be able to see there is glory that's going to come out of this. You will never be the same. You will never be the same after the loss, but you will grow and hopefully become even a better version of yourself.
Yep. Yep. And that is the goal. My favorite scripture in this journey that I've discovered was in Ecclesiastes, where Solomon said that wisdom is found in the house of mourning. And
Mm-hmm.
to me, that just means that you don't find wisdom, you don't improve, you don't transform, you don't change at parties. Nobody's changing. Nobody's, having those existential deep questions, with a red cup in their hand, or,
Right. That's right. Mm-hmm.
it usually comes through the suffering part of life. And it's also been the conundrum that mankind is trying to figure out for, since their existence, is this combination of trying to reconcile suffering and a good God.
Mm-hmm.
And so part of that journey, like you said, there's gems that come out of it if we're looking forward. And so anyway, we just hope that through joining us, through listening to these nuggets, that you're able to find some treasures, find some things that can improve, transform, and help you along in your journey. If there are topics that you would like for us to cover, we would ask that you would put that down in the comments. You can also reach out to us on our individual websites. I am a life coach. I'm also an author. I wrote a book that just talks about the impact that trauma and grief have on your faith. It's called If He Doesn't, Rediscovering Hope and Faith After Loss. So you can check that out on my website as well. My website is jasminemcglure.com. My name is super fickle, both first name and last name. So I'll make sure just watch for the end of the video, and I'll have my website posted there.
Okay. Yes, and just to clarify too, I mentioned it before, the flower that we picked for this is a morning glory flower. So that's actually, and they come in all different colors, but this is the flower that we picked to depict. Out of, understand that flowers come, they a seed has to die for it to, break forth and produce this beautiful flower. And so that's what we're believing, that even out of the death of a loved one, the death of a dream, the death of, uh, even a health thing, that
Mm-hmm.
out of that a beautiful flower can bloom. And as Jasmine said, I'm a life coach. My life coaching practice is called Empowered Living, and my website is empoweredlivinglifecoaching.net.
Awesome. Awesome. All right. Catch us on some of the other videos. Thank you so much for watching.